what I like about you is you're
you really
very
know how to dance.
what I like about you, you're very outgoing and talkative.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be to bring 21 people to a fucking bringer. That's insane. And that's very much not me.
Yeah.
I don't talk much. I don't like big groups.
Well, you could though, Ryan.
I can reach a point. I can't. It's got to be. But
I can name 21 people right now that would come to a bringer for you.
I don't think so.
You want me to do it off the top of my head right now?
No.
Let's do it. This is
No.
science experiment. I can.
Please don't. But look, I'm friendly, but I'm not outgoing. I'm not like. It's very surface level friendly. It's not fake. It's genuine, but it's
I'm very much the same way. I have to like put effort into like making connections, making friends. Because like if I was just left to my own devices, I would just be me in my twin mattress in this shit apartment in Hollywood.
Some of that is because of both of you?
How so? Just because we have each other?
Yeah.
There's something to that.
Yeah.
But I think we're that way separately also.
Yeah.
But there is a huge relief and comfort in knowing, no matter where I am or what's going on, there's Hayden. Let's dip.
Right.
It's like a beacon. We're just like, no matter what's going on, it's like, all right, we're out. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, comedy makes it easy too, because like even last night, like when I got off stage, I went straight to the bar. Not proud of it, whatever. I head straight to the bar, and like even on the way there, people were like, "Hey, good set." Like there's that like something common to like strike up a conversation.
Right.
With. And so like I can be outgoing and friendly in that kind of environment.
Well, what's interesting about that? Not to interrupt. Sorry. I didn't
No. Go ahead.
But yeah. So the bar that sponsors us tribute, they were kind of asking. They're like, do you all want to do? Like, we should have some activity. And, they run a musical bingo, which is a great musical bingo on Wednesday nights at Tribute Bar in Hollywood.
I'm there all the time. Great bar.
It's a great bar, great food.
Yeah.
Great food. And with the Jester's Court ticket, you get 15% off of all of that food and drink as well.
Great deal, if you ask me.
And so, but, it was interesting because what we said is like, look, we're just sitting in this room for 2 hours consuming this information. Like, all we want to do after the show is talk about it.
Yeah.
And actually Nick and I are so similar in this way. Like, we will go after a show and we will talk about a show we just saw for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Even if it's some little flashback thing. And be like, okay, what do you think about this comic? What do you think about this comic? And Nick also is obsessed with ranking stuff. God, talking about him now, I understand why people think we're a couple. But because we'll just sit there and we'll be like, hey, who do you think had the best set? Who do you think, this person had this or whatever? And it's such a I don't know if it's a great way to approach it, but it's a really fun way to approach it.
Yeah.
I do think there is something noble in being like, I don't know if I think about things in terms of ranking or in terms of like who did better than who or whatever.
That's more like how we think. We do that together alone.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd go up to someone who I sort of know and be like, what your problem is.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah. Or even rank people in front of other people. Not that happened. I'm just creating a thing. But like and also like last night there was like people that we knew well, and then people we didn't know that well.
Yeah.
And then people we didn't know at all. That's where I get uncomfortable.
Right.
Because I'm like, it's not one big group. There's like two pockets of a group.
Yeah.
And then I kind of shut down.
Right.
I think
so one thing I think is, I just said I think like 7 times, but I always take it as a compliment when someone comes up to me and is like, I know what can make that joke better.
Yeah.
Because that person actually believes in you. Mm-hmm. I used to teach undergraduate creative writing, introduction to poetry. You would not believe the terrible poems I read in that class from 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell, please. Do you have a couple?
Well, it's just a lot of poems that were about like frat parties,
Okay.
and be like,
the floor is sticky
Yeah.
with the dried beer of the rapist.
and unfulfilled. It's filled with dried beer and unfulfilled desire.
Okay.
And then he looks at me across the beer pong table, and I look back at him, and that kind of stuff. And
poetry is just bad
Are
stand-up.
you trying to turn me on, dude? Damn.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
poetry's a lot like stand-up. So you start to come up with interesting ways to say something's bad.
Yeah, polite ways to say you're terrible.
Yeah, and like one thing I would say to some of my students is like, wow, this seems like a very genuine poem.
I know what
man.
you're getting at.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
very,
yeah.
This is very genuine, or this is very be like, this must have been a cathartic experience to write.
Oh
this
God,
poem.
it's like how women like say nice things to each other, but it's
But,
actually a dig.
But
Yeah.
they're mean about it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
Oh, dude.
Wow, dude.
Whereas like some of the best compliments I've ever given students for the poems they would write would be stuff like, you need to change the third line of this poem.
Yeah.
Like genuine criticism.
Because that means, hey, I think lines 1, 2, and the rest are good. It's just the third line that needs work. The best compliments I receive about my joke writing are the same thing, where they're like, this is a great bit,
Yeah.
but there's this thing in it that's not working. And it's like, oh, right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
it's like the worst thing you can hear is like, no, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That actually
That
was
was good.
That was actually,
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah. And that's something we've learned pretty recently, where, because I like to be nice. If someone bombs and I know them well, I'll be like, what happened up there?
Yeah.
But if I don't really know you that well, I don't think I'll give you criticism or just be like, oh, good set.
Right.
I just won't say anything. I think, like, who am I to tell you what I think you should? What you should do is, I don't have that in me, I think.
Yeah.
Or I haven't reached it yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're a really nice guy, but do you ever find yourself giving advice to people or never?
Sometimes I have to know you
Yeah.
well. I have to know you well.
Yeah.
And even then, I give advice on the podcast, but it's funny. There's a disconnect because I'm not talking to a person.
Right.
I'm just talking with you guys now.
Yeah, right.
Sharing advice, but I'd have to know you pretty well.
Right. Yeah, and I don't really feel like I still don't feel like I'm at a place where I'm like, who am I to give right criticism? Especially because I'm so much newer than a lot of the, even though I'm a little bit older. I just turned 30.
I'm 3 weeks out.
From being 30?
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm 27.
You're 27.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that was the age difference.
What do you think it was?
I don't know what I thought it was. I just didn't think it was that.
What's that, baby? 27, 29.
I'm actually 40. I don't tell anybody that.
Yeah.
You know what's strange? Sorry.
No, go.
You know what's... I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
You know what's strange about your career? 6 months, right?
Yeah.
6 months in. I feel like that's not a normal trajectory
Yeah.
for first open mic to getting a show on your second open mic
Yeah.
to at the Ice House your fifth or whatever,
And then doing the store.
and then at the
too.
store your
Yeah.
ninth,
Yeah.
and then doing shows regularly with friends like your 15th, to then putting on a show at whatever it is now, 6 months.
Right.
It's a very like fast track.
Yeah, I moved quickly through this.
Yeah.
I'm sure that writing background helped, though.
It did. The writing background helped, and honestly, just even the way I approached teaching helped this
Yeah.
too, and lecturing. I used to lecture a lot in front of people, and that helped. And I've always been very comfortable. I was a debater in high school, I've always been very comfortable speaking in front of people.
When I was younger, I thought about I'd want to be a lawyer
Yeah.
because I would watch lawyers. I'd watch like the people lawyering,
Practicing law.
practicing law.
Yeah, it's not too late for you to do this. by the
It
way.
won't happen. But it was
Talk to EJ, dude.
This was I should.
Who?
Eddie.
Yeah. Okay.
Eddie. Yeah, that's right.
Let's get that straight.
Yeah, Eddie.
And but I would watch like people defending clients, and it's just like a set. They're prepared. They've got all their shit, and the judge goes, "All right, let me hear your case." And they go up and they do a set of they're prepared this, and this is why I think this. And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool," and I thought that'd be interesting because I was like, I feel like I could just say things very normal and abruptly and get people off cases. And then later to be doing stand-up, I was like, oh, it's no different almost.
Right.
I'm going up there with an idea and saying the shit. And except there's no consequence of someone getting the death penalty,
Yeah, the stakes are lower.
That's right.
Yeah, you don't
Bombing it doesn't result in literal bombing.
You don't go, oh
In the way that
shucks,
a
life
lawyer-
sentence.
yeah.
If
Damn
you
it.
if your lawyer bombs, you're dead.
Who don't you want to bomb? Your doctor, your lawyer,
yeah.
Yeah, dude, those people can't bomb.
who can't. Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
No, that's interesting. So you already had like kind of an experience with like public speaking.
Yeah.
In front of a crowd, you were kind of familiar with that.
Yeah.
Going into it.
Right.
That's very unique.
But I also just did what everyone told me to do. And that was the thing. I didn't come in and I came in very humbly to the experience. And people were just like hit mics every day. And I said, okay. I took that very literally, you know, and I would come home after a mic and watch stand-up comedy, or I'd listen to my set recorded. And so I just know that I think I did get lucky in a lot of ways. I knew good people, and those good people gave me good opportunities.
And you also did the work, though.
But I think luck favors the well-prepared.
Yeah.
I was ready to do, like, when I got offered stuff, I said yes because I knew I was capable of doing it. And I was also willing to bring people.
Yeah.
You know, and that were from where I stood. Look, we could have a whole podcast episode with a lot of different opinions about the idea behind bringers.
Yeah.
The way I look at them is, look, do I love you know, you and I met, and I started just texting you about bringers, and you're
Yep.
probably sitting there like,
It weirded me out.
yeah,
Not weirded me out, but I don't like that, hey, can you come to my show kind
right.
of thing.
Yeah,
So, and maybe that'll affect me in the future by saying no to a lot of people. But
no, I didn't take it personally.
good. I hope not.
And the reason why is because I just knew, hey, I've got to get people to the show, because that's the way I'm going to get on these stages.
Yeah. I've also gotten better at that, by the way. When you know, because no one prepares you for the asking to come to bringers. You start out, you're like, I work, and maybe that's not a lie. I work, and then you're like, you know, I got a thing that day. Now I'm just like, I don't have it in me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have it in me.
Yeah, it's also humiliating too.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to come to my bringer stand-up
Not
show?
even do you want to, can you?
That's it. Yeah.
I
need you to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, and I go. A lot of times I go. I go to a lot. But sometimes I get overwhelmed with too much stand-up overload.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just cannot go to another fucking flashback show.
But that does show a tremendous amount of tenacity from you. To have that from the very onset being like going out there, reaching out to people, so, like getting the work done. Like, let's fill this room. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That says a lot.
Well, not to get too sentimental about it, but like, I got a second chance at life. I should be dead, and I'm not interested in wasting it at all. And if that means I have to make a little bit of an idiot of myself, or talk with a guy I just met and ask him to come to a show and he says no,
Or come on their dumb, weird podcast.
but I wanted, this is the thing, I told you this yesterday, like, I'm so much looking more forward to this than like any show I've been on. Like, I love this podcast.